Ay, discúlpame.
Good evening, everyone. I am calling this meeting to order today at 6:02 p.m. Mr. City Clerk, can you please conduct roll call?
One moment, please. Mayor, if I may, before we
yes.
take the roll call. Is my mic on? Can you hear me? Yes? Okay. Just wanted to let the members of the council and members of the public know that Councilmember Torres has advised staff and now advising the council that he is going to take advantage of the just cause exemption under the Brown Act to participate in the meeting remotely. And each member of the council may take advantage of the just cause exemption 2 times in a calendar year. Councilmember Torres has advised that he's feeling under the weather, and for for the sake of keeping everybody healthy, he's going to take this meeting from home tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you, Mr. City Clerk, can you please conduct roll call?
Councilmember Torres. Mayor Pro Tem Melendez.
Here.
Councilmember Jimenez.
Here.
Councilmember Tamayo.
Here.
Mayor Peralta.
And I am here.
For the record, Councilmember Torres said he's here.
Yes, it just
Via
couldn't
phone.
hear him. Okay. Can we please go ahead and announce our closed session items for today?
Certainly, Madam Mayor, tonight's closed session agenda, the City Council has the following. We have council conference with legal counsel regarding existing litigation. This conversation is authorized under Government Code Section 54956.9, subsection D, subsection 1. Case is Tucker Schuler versus City of Montebello. It's a workers' compensation case number MNTA 1323. That is all.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and recess into closed session at 6:04. Good evening. Thank you so much for your patience this evening. We will go ahead and reconvene from closed session at 6:45 p.m. Mr. City Attorney, can you please read the summary of our closed session item?
Certainly, Madam Mayor, with all 5 members of the City Council being present in closed session, with Councilmember Torres attending virtually, City staff made a presentation on item number 1. City Council provided direction. No final reportable action was taken. That concludes my report out of closed session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving forward to our ceremonial items and presentations. Just want to note that for item number 4, we will go ahead and move it till the next meeting, as we do have some staff members that are not currently present that actually want to go ahead and promote Breast Cancer Awareness Month and some activities. So we'll do that at our next council meeting. But for the first item, we do have our Citizen of the Month. If I can please have my colleagues join me at the front. Oh, apologies. Yeah, thank you so much. Give me 1 second here. So our invocation today, if we can please have our city clerk, and then our Pledge of Allegiance, if we can please have our city treasurer. Thank you so much.
We are thankful for this day that you have given us, for its blessings, its opportunities, its challenges. May we appreciate and use each day that comes to us. We pray for strength and guidance for each day as it comes, for each day's duties, for each day's problems. May we be challenged to give our best always, and may we be assured of your presence with us. We ask this in thy name. Amen.
Ready to begin.
Okay, if my colleagues can join me to the front. Thank you. So for this month's Citizen of the Month, October 2024, I would like to call up Ms. Catherine Rios to the front, please. If we can please give her a big round of applause. Catherine has dedicated her time, energy, and resources to improving the lives of our residents and enriching the fabric of our community. Please join me in celebrating her today. As many affectionately call her, Kathy, she has been a constant source of support for a wide array of organizations that serve Montebello. Her contributions reach across numerous community service initiatives. She donates generously to the YMCA, including their annual gala and the Kids to Camp event, ensuring our youth have opportunities to grow and thrive. Kathy supports the Seroptimus Club, lending her efforts to their afternoon teas, the Red Dress Heart Health event, and the Pink Schwal Walk, events that promote women's empowerment and health. Kathy is a key supporter of the Chamber of Commerce and a familiar face at their events, helping to promote local business development. She participates in Rotary Club events like the golf tournament and back-to-school shopping initiatives, bringing joy and essentials to children in need. The Lions Club benefits from Kathy's assistance at their pancake breakfasts, always working to foster community spirit. Kathy has played an instrumental role in coordinating Beverly Hospital Foundation galas, golf tournaments, Sunday social events, and the Heritage Circle Plan giving programs. She not only encourages others to give, but leads by example. She motivates her colleagues and community members to step up and contribute, whether through the annual Giving Foundation Associate Drive or other philanthropic efforts. Kathy is also a proud participant in our City sister city events with Ashia Japan, fostering international friendship and cultural exchange. But beyond the countless events and causes she champions, what truly sets Kathy apart is her heartfelt commitment to the well-being of others. In her words, "I find my work particularly meaningful because at the end of the day, all I want to do is make sure access to quality healthcare remains available to everyone who needs it." Having worked in Montebello since 2000, Kathy has become a cornerstone of our community. She often tells newcomers about the small-town atmosphere that makes Montebello extremely special. Catherine Rios, we are deeply grateful for your unwavering commitment to Montebello and its people. You exemplify the spirit of community, service, and compassion that make Montebello such a wonderful place. Thank you for all that you do, and congratulations on being named our October 2024 Citizen of the Month.
Would you like to share a few words? Just real briefly, I just wanted to say how humbled and honored I am to receive this award. And again, it does give me great joy to be now working for Adventist Health White Memorial, Montebello. And we are still making sure that everyone has quality health care when you need it. So thank you again.
So the second week of October marks Code Enforcement Officer Appreciation Week, and it is my privilege to recognize an essential group of individuals who work tirelessly to ensure the safety, health, and well-being of our community, our code enforcement officers. Code enforcement officers play a crucial role by enforcing local, state, and federal laws and ordinances that cover a wide range of issues from building and zoning to environmental and health standards. Their work directly affects the quality of life for all our residents, businesses, and neighborhoods. In 2018, the California State Legislature passed a resolution that designated the second week of October as Code Enforcement Officer Appreciation Week, recognizing the importance of their service to our state. Code enforcement officers face a challenging and often thankless job. Yet, through their dedication, they prevent neighborhood deterioration, improve living and working conditions, and ensure safety in our community. They enforce housing, zoning, building, and codes that help maintain the standards we all depend on. We are proud of the work our code enforcement officers do here in Montebello, and we recognize the positive impact that they have on our daily lives. And so I also would just like to share that I really, really appreciate you all for being here. It was not mandatory to have your attendance, but the fact that you all showed up here, I think truly reflects your dedication and just the labor of love that you give to our community. I know oftentimes our code enforcement officers are the one that sometimes deliver the bad news in terms of community standards and, compliance. But I do just want to recognize your work in terms of really helping us to improve our community, and just the work that you do every day that sometimes can seem like a thankless job. We really appreciate you for maintaining our city and really working towards making Montebello just a better place to live. I do know that sometimes you also do help seniors when it comes to yard maintenance or situations that they face when they are facing code violations within their homes and that they sometimes don't have assistance. So I do want to just recognize your guys' effort and passion towards helping Montebello. And so I do have a certificate for each one of you, so I'll go ahead and call you up. But I did want to just recognize you all today. So we have Fernando Quevedo. Is he here? No? Okay. Brenda Monroy. Parking. Oh, parking. Okay. Oh, thank you. That's okay. Kimberly Blanco. Parking. Okay. Yeah, we could go and call you guys up. But Leonaya Ortega, I believe, is also parking. Eric Huerta. Okay. Oh, we have George Torres. Yeah, thank you, George. Alexis Rezana. Luis Corona. And we're missing one for you. We got to get, okay, you know what, you get the proclamation. There we go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And it's Mr. Matt Ramos?
It's Mr. Cota, Joseph Cota.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
And Joseph Quota. If we can please give them a big round of applause. Thank you. Mr. City Manager, are there any corrections to the agenda?
Mayor, council members, no corrections at this time.
Okay. Moving forward with the rest of our items here, we do have our proclamation for Bullying Prevention Month. So this month in October brings another issue that deeply affects individuals of all ages. Bullying prevention is defined as unwanted aggressive behavior or intimidation that can cause physical, emotional, or social harm to a person or group. It's a problem that has grown in recent years, particularly through the rise of cyberbullying, where technology is used to harm others. Here in Montebello, we are proud to offer a wider range of programs for both youth and adults that encourage leadership, creativity, and most importantly, foster a sense of belonging. We are committed to promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion in all aspects of our community. Aggressive behavior has no place in our city. We are dedicated to ensuring that Montebello is a place where everyone feels secure and empowered, a place where people can live, work, play, and learn without fear. This October, communities across the country are coming together to mark Bullying Prevention Month, challenging people of all ages to take a stand against bullying and make a pledge to end unwanted behavior. Also this month, alongside Bullying Prevention Month, is the recognition of domestic violence awareness. Domestic violence is a serious crime that can affect people from different backgrounds, regardless of age, race, gender identity, or socioeconomic status or religion. It can take many forms: physical, emotional, social, sexual, spiritual, financial, and even digital abuse. And it can occur between family members, intimate partners, or individuals in dating relationships. Here in Montebello, we are committed to promoting education, encouraging community involvement, and spreading awareness to create a culture of respect, equality, and safety. Domestic violence is not tolerated in our community, and everyone has a right to live free from abuse. Responding to domestic violence incidents is one of the most dangerous and complex tasks for our law enforcement officers. They put their lives at risk every day to protect survivors, hold offenders accountable, and break the cycle of violence. Domestic Violence Awareness Month offers a vital opportunity to show support for domestic violence advocates, crisis hotline staff, victim support organizations, prosecutors, and law enforcement officers in our community. It also allows the citizens of Montebello to learn more about preventing domestic violence and to recognize the organizations and individuals providing essential advocacy, resources, and hope to victims. And I do just also want to recognize the efforts that the city has done in terms of creating a partnership with the Cesar Chavez Foundation, in which we will be, or they will be opening a supportive housing complex here in the city of Montebello, specifically for victims and families of domestic violence, where they will be providing on-site support for these families, and this will be near our downtown area. Moving forward, and lastly, the City of Montebello also acknowledges October as Down Syndrome Awareness Month. Down syndrome is found in people of all races, ethnicities, and economic groups. Individuals born with Down syndrome have an extra copy of chromosome 21, which can lead to developmental delays, unique physical features, and an increased risk for certain medical conditions. Each year in the U.S., approximately 5,000 children are born with Down syndrome, about 1 in every 775 births. While medical advances have greatly improved the life expectancy and potential of individuals with Down syndrome, continued research is essential to further understand the condition and develop new treatments. People with Down syndrome contribute to every aspect of our communities in schools, workplaces, or social settings. They are individuals with diverse abilities who excel as Olympians, models, musicians, actors, and active members of our society. During this month, we encourage everyone in Montebello to support equal opportunity and to empower individuals with Down syndrome to achieve their fullest potential, take pride in their accomplishments, and be fully included in all aspects of life. And with that, we will go ahead and move forward with our agenda. Thank you, everyone, for participating in our different presentations this evening. We will go ahead and bring back item number 4 for the next meeting. Up next, we do have public comments on non-agenda items. Mr. City Attorney, can you please read the statement of oral communications before receiving public comments?
Certainly, Madam Mayor. At this time, the public may submit speaker cards to the city clerk for both agenda and non-agenda items prior to the beginning of this statement. Public hearing items do not require a speaker card. The City Council will address non-agenda items during this section, and speakers will be called in the order received. Those persons not accommodated during this 30-minute period will have an opportunity to speak under public comments continued after all scheduled matters have been considered. Public hearing, regular business, and/or consent calendar items will be addressed at the time that the matter of business is heard in the order received. Please be aware that the maximum time allotted for members of the public to speak shall not exceed 3 minutes per speaker. State law prohibits the City Council from taking action or entertaining extended discussion on a topic not listed on the agenda. Please show courtesy to others and direct all of your comments to the mayor and city council. Thank you.
First speaker is Rosa Tamayo, followed by Raul Hurtado.
¿Ya? Ok. Pero ya me quitaste segundos. Ok. Pues sí. Buenas noches, honorable Scarlett Peralta, mayor de la ciudad de Montebello, y concilio. Nomás quiero decirles, yo soy Rosa Tamayo y también soy una persona que trabajo muy fuerte en la comunidad. Yo estoy mirando que ustedes están haciendo un problema muy grande en la ciudad. Se parecen como a los narcos en México que están limpiando la ciudad, pero ¿sabes qué? Eso no está bien porque están usando mucho los taxis de la ciudad. La otra cosa es que ustedes hablan mucho de la seguridad pública y el problema es que ¿cómo es posible que nos quiten al chief de la policía? Eso no está bien. Eso es como los narcos que, oh, no quiero esto, no quiero lo otro, y vengan estos y vengan los otros. ¿Por qué no estabilizan bien sus éticas profesionales? Eso no está bien. Ahora, el otro problema es que ya les he dicho, traigan empresas, traigan negocios. No traen negocios, solamente tienen un consultante que va bloque por bloque, haciendo ¿qué? Peor el problema. ¿Piensan ustedes que no nos damos cuenta? No, nos damos cuenta de todo. No somos personas que estamos sobre ustedes también, así como ustedes están sobre nosotros, nosotros también estamos sobre ustedes. Y necesitamos más viviendas, ya se los he dicho mucho. Solamente hay muy pocas viviendas y las viviendas que hay están reviejas. Las facilidades son muy pocas y también la fundación de las viviendas son terribles, no sirven. Y esos servicios públicos deben ustedes que trabajar en eso. No estar trabajando en, millones para acá, millones a diestra y siniestra están gastando el dinero. Tengan cuidado. Muchas gracias. ¿Cómo te llamas tú? No veo el nombre. ¿Cómo te llamas? No, él. David. Estuve en el parque, gracias por estuvo muy limpio el parque y en los baños también. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Ms. Tamayo.
Next speaker is Raul Hurtado, followed by Charles Leon.
First of all, I'd like to begin by reiterating what I said at the last city council meeting, that I was never a fan of the previous city manager. But giving credit to where credit is due, he did the best thing he did when he made an excellent choice in hiring Paul Espinosa for Montebello Chief of Police. Chief Espinosa brought to Montebello a wealth of policing experience and morale building. Example number one, as we all know, he's a jogger. Early in the morning before starting work, he would be seen jogging around the area. He consequently had the department enter into the Baker to Vegas run, where they, along with the chief, would compete with other police departments, kind of like the Olympics. Good, clean, healthy competition and team building. They gave it their best, but didn't come out the winners. But it doesn't matter if you win or lose, it's how you play the game that matters. The officers are very much looking ahead for next year. Example number two, conchas with the cop, coffee with the chief, coffee up at the mall. Last week, we had coffee and donuts here at the police department, where the residents can mingle with the officers, and we can show them how much they are appreciated. Again, a morale builder. When the officers' morale is up, so is their work performance, and when their work performance is up, the residents notice and learn to appreciate them even more. It is a win-win situation. Personal experience. When I was bringing in my trash cans from the alley the other day, I saw a patrol car coming through the other end of the alley. and there was debris in the alleyway where he could have easily run over it. I don't go that way because there's always debris there, so I always go like the other end. The police officer looked around, opened the door, got out of the car, and he moved all the trash to one side, above and beyond what he's supposed to do, I think. I give him credit. Let me see, I don't know this without. Anyway, he continued, after he moved the debris, he continued down the alley. He saw me, stopped to say hi. That's when I found out his name. And I'm afraid to say his name because he might get fired for doing something good. But I'm going to give him the credit anyway. His name was Officer Escalante. Usually I tell them when they do a good deed like this, I tease with them and I says, I'm going to nominate you for an Academy Award for Best Actor. But you know what? They're not actors. They're the real thing. I'm going to have to change that. So anyway, bottom line is I urge you not to stay on the path you are walking down. I don't want to see a 180-degree turn around and lose the advances that we've made under this chief. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Hurtado. Can we please call the next speaker?
Next speaker is Charles, followed by Michelle Peterson.
Madam Mayor, members of the Montebello City Council, it's a pleasure to be with you again tonight. I'm Charles Leon, coordinator with SCIU Local 721. We were here 2 weeks ago. We're back tonight, and I brought the same wage board, and this is the bargaining unit that SCIU Local 721 represents for SIACA. October is a pretty important month. A couple other things I think, let's highlight the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Anybody that's a survivor or knows anyone that's important. October 1975 also is the birth month for SIACA. It was born 49 years ago. And sitting here in this audience tonight, and with some of our SIACA workers, you're gonna be hearing from the incredible Michelle pretty soon. Nice to see how you treat workers. SIACA doesn't do the same for its employees. When you look at the starting rate for SIACA, folks come in, roughly $16 an hour. You know, it's interesting that this agency, we were there back in May. There's the Board of Commissioners that meets Montebello. The mayor sits on the board, and we have obviously a number of member cities that are 8 of them in total that sit on the board. They meet every month. It's the third Thursday of every month. And we come and we really highlight the challenges and the help. And we're back here again tonight asking for help, a letter of support to support workers. What we're asking for is not a heavy lift. And as a matter of fact, it is not just about the workers, this is about the community. You have roughly 4 animal control officers. The wages are so low at SIACA, why wouldn't somebody leave and just become a code enforcement officer here in Montebello? The wages are dismal. There is a culture that exists at SIACA that is dismissive of workers and they are arrogant. 2 weeks ago, a new hire is on the ground, has some simple questions for HR. She leaves in tears, walks off the job, and never returns. This culture needs to change, and the workers are asking for change. We can lift up the floor at SIACA. Back in May, when we attended this board meeting, we've obviously have been since, SIACA was sitting on $1.25 million of revenue. Over the last 4 years, the director of SIACA has seen handsome raises, 16%. HR director / finance director, 22% increase. The community development director, whose job it is to educate residents that SIACA even exists, a pay raise of greater than 30%. We're here tonight, folks, because we can do better, and we're asking for better. The folks that take care of our animals to find those forever homes, they're making their voice heard, and we are going to all of the cities to have these voices be listened to. Enough is enough. There needs to be change at SIACA. For years, SIACA has been able to get away with its work culture because, let's face it, the light's not shined on SIACA. It's a joint power authority. Okay, we know that they take care of the animals. It's time that we shine a light on these problems. We call upon folks to please step up, speak out for these workers, the services they provide, and for the animals that we're trying to find forever homes. And with that, again, it's a pleasure to be before you tonight, Madam Mayor and members of the council. Montebello, God bless this city, beautiful city. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Charles. Can we get the next speaker?
Next speaker is Michelle Peterson, followed by Jerry Guzman.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and council members. My name is Michelle Peterson. I'm a 15-year veteran worker at Siaka Animal Control, one of the very few left that's been there for even double-digit years. I'm here representing my SEIU brothers and sisters who couldn't be here tonight. There's some pretty awesome traffic out there. But anyway, I wanted to thank you for your support in the past and ask if you can step up and offer a little bit more. We've been going around to the city council meetings of our member cities, letting them know what's going on, that we are bogged down in negotiations with management. There's been very, very minimal movement. There is such a great disparity in the wages that Siaka offers and those of the surrounding agencies such as Los Angeles County and LA City Animal Services. We're not even asking to be brought even with what would pretty much be the industry standard. We're just asking to make a decent living wage, something that will allow new employees to stay, to continue doing the job they're proud to do, to serve the community members, to really make a difference. That is one of the biggest things that keeps any of us around, but you can't blame somebody for getting some experience and going somewhere else if they can't pay their rent. So, you know, we're proud to do the jobs that we do, but we really shouldn't have to be slipping closer and closer to poverty to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Peterson. Can we please have the next speaker?
Next speaker is Jerry Guzman, followed by Linda Nicholas.
Don't ask me why I'm nervous. I've actually done this before. Mayor and council members, staff, I just wanted to address the issue of, I don't know if you remember that the last yard sale date was one of the hottest days of the year. Now I'm a senior. At 67, it was quite uncomfortable, and I kind of closed up shop about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. But it wasn't a big loss because residents weren't coming out to shop at our yard sales. Now, I don't want to see my fellow seniors have to, we were talking about renting a truck and all of us going to our friends and neighbors in Whittier and having a yard sale there. That would be pretty sad if the residents of your city, Mayor Peralta, had to go to another city to hold a yard sale. We respect that you only allow us to do this 4 times a year, but we ask that you perhaps direct code enforcement over the next 2 weeks to allow us to do an orderly, nothing that would obstruct walking on the street, following the rest of the limits we're respecting when we have the yard, we had participate in the yard sales 4 times a year. I know this is extraordinary, but at the same time, keep in mind, we only have 4 times a year, and at that, it takes a group effort. So I would appreciate you considering that, and I would be more than happy to help get the word out at the senior centers, the local senior buildings, and spread the word out any other way you'd like me to. I'm a experienced precinct walker, so I think I can handle that. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Ms. Guzman. Can we please have the next? Oh, I was just saying thank you.
Also, I wanted to say yay for Siaka.
Next speaker is Linda Nicholas, followed by Bill Poliso.
Even a sprained ankle couldn't keep me from tonight. Good evening. Linda Nicholas, co-founder of Match 90640. I would like to put on the record the lies posted by Torres. Oh my God should read 17 complaints, 8 harassment claims, and 2 lawsuits. Michael Chi, where you, David, were named 26 times. Scarlett, you were named twice. Arlene Salazar, again, David, you were named 18 times. Scarlett, you were named once. So far, over $5 million has been paid out in settlements because of you, David, and you, Scarlett. How dare you think that you deserve to keep those seats? You're both corrupt, and you'll soon be charged. FYI, David, yes, you did get an A+ for being a liar. Also, you did not do the Pave the Way program. You and Scarlett both voted no to fixing the streets in the South, and I will be posting that video to prove that you're liars. On your flyer, Scarlett, you are taking credit for the marketplace that was former Senator Vanessa Delgado when she was the mayor. Bringing back the fireworks again was former Mayor Cobos Cawthorn. Topgolf was former Jack Kajinian. You only cut the ribbon. Financial stability because of Measure H, you weren't even around then. Not just, that was also former Mayor Cobos Cawthorn. The Tesla dealership, that was former, that again, not you, Scarlett, former city manager Rene Bobadilla and Mayor Cobos Cawthorn. Other than using our city facilities for your private events without paying for them, which is illegal, you've done nothing in this city to progress. Why are you having a fundraiser? Bet you'll be copying former Mayor Cobos Cawthorn at the city, at the garden. At least copy her integrity and pay for the use of city facilities like she did. You really shouldn't be using our city for free because it's not yours. You really don't need to have a fundraiser. IE will give you another $20,000 like they did at the last donation for your campaign to get back the illegal contract you gifted them. Alliance will give you another $10,000 for the $6 million contract you gave them. And of course, let's not forget your main donor, Under the Table Cash, should be good for another $50,000 for his gold contract. Hope everybody read the story in the Los Cerritos News. All of you were named in the article. Showed the city emblem cracked in half with the money bag in the middle. I sure hope Los Cerritos continues investigating you three and printing more truth so residents can read about your corruption. Also, I have a question for you. Why hasn't any Montebello representative been attending the sanitation meetings? Aren't you on that board? What happened? It doesn't pay enough for you? And please, let our Chief Espinoza do his job. You have no right to take away his powers. That man has 30 years experience. And what you're doing is being very disrespectful to the man. It's gonna bring another lawsuit, but it's not your money, so what do you care? And you're damaging the morale of the police department.
Thank you, Ms. Nicholas. Can we please have the next speaker?
Next speaker is Bill, followed by Ana Jurado.
You all right, Linda? I just don't want her to fall. You all right?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Just to roll my weave out.
All right. Tonight, first, Bill Palisso, South Montebello. Tonight, I'd like to address the conduct of some of the candidates running for Montebello City Council. Over the last few days and weeks, I've seen unprofessional, ignorant, and just distasteful conduct by some candidates. First, we have a former mayor and council member removing lawn signs from a resident's property. Mr. Jack Kajinian was caught on camera. How low can a guy go? And I'm sure he will deny it. But hey, Jack, the video doesn't lie. He should be barred from running for public office with that behavior. This is unacceptable, and we do not really want a guy representing our city acting this way. Then we have Miss Joella Valdez posting a video of an active construction site here in the city. The construction site video is the grade separation of the railroad. Then she used the video to deceive the public that District 4 is crumbling under the leadership of David Torres. How could you trust a candidate who is deceiving the public in this manner by criticizing an opponent from an active construction zone? We, the citizens, have been asking for this grade separation for years, just making up lies and stories to benefit herself, to get elected to city council. Then we come to the District 5 representative, who now is to the lowest ever, using racist comments to describe a man she has a problem with. I'm really going to try to keep my cool here, because this is a very disturbing subject for me. It upsets me. I grew up in the great state of West Virginia, and as much as I love that state, I witnessed some very bad things growing up there as a little boy in the late 60s, just because of the color of somebody's skin. I witnessed things that I never want to see again. I'd like to know what being white and being old has to do with anything. How dare you, Ms. Jimenez? How dare you? I guess you'll stoop to any level to save yourself in this recall. But what your words show us is how desperate and unprofessional you really are. No public official should ever make a statement of that nature. I could just imagine if I made that statement like that in this community about any nationality, what the ramifications would be. In closing, with this unacceptable behavior of these three candidates, I really hope this community rises above the unprofessionalism and the deceiving actions of these three.
Thank you, Mr. Peluso. Thank you.
Please vote yes for the recall
Thank you,
in South
thank you for your
Montebello.
comments. Can we please have the next speaker?
Next speaker is Ana Jurado.
Good evening, Madam Mayor and Council. Okay, first of all, Madam Mayor, I don't do social media. I don't do any of that. But we're a city of baby boomers. I've been here since the 60s. I've got friends that lived here that send me, and you are an American citizen, and I've never attacked you. I just wanted to know. I correct myself. All you had to say was yes. If you're embarrassed to be a citizen and not admit it, well, that's it. Okay, but I want to know who here are veterans, who here have a background in law enforcement. Who does? I'm basically everything bottom line. Our veterans fought for our rights, for freedom of speech, and that includes voting. I don't care if you don't like a person or not. You got one person fighting for the safety of their district, and you have the police fighting for safety. But yet you have one district that wants a dog park. I'll be darned. If you call 911 for the dog park, who's going to answer? No disrespect, is it going to be Bow Wow or Snoop Dogg or who? I'm wondering who's going to respond. I have respect for those men, but what? I don't understand why you're doing that. Who here too with all these lawsuits? Who lives in Montebello? Maybe one or two of you. Your supporters need to know. The rents are going to go up. My taxes have been going up because got to pay all these lawsuits. What's wrong? Come on, you guys. It's like you came to sweep everything up. Does that mean all the directors are next in line? That's what it seems that you're doing. And Paul Espinoza, in May of 2023, during Memorial Day, I went to the USS Iowa in Long Beach. There were a group, a booth there of LAPD. They couldn't speak highly enough of Paul Espinoza because I didn't know him. I said, oh, we got a new police chief. His name is Paul Espinoza. They gave me nothing but great accolades for him. And I said, oh, well, good. We did run. And then I'm thinking maybe Mr. Raw here, maybe because you didn't appoint him, you don't want him. It was Mr. Rene Bobadilla. So either all you guys are on an ego trip, I don't understand. I also called the California Board Association. I want to know, what is the city attorney do? Who does he back up, the city or the council people? I asked a lot of analytical questions and I got a lot of answers. Like I said, I don't do any social media. I call and I check. But I just want to know, which of you guys have a DD 214 that fought for the right for the people and the residents? The residents voted for Ms. Jimenez. You feel you can just come around and take it away because you're city? Give me a break. Give me a break. That's not the way it's supposed to work. But this is the way you guys are making it work. And Mr. Matanga, they're costing us a lot of money. And our attorney, why can't you tell him what you're doing is wrong? It's costing me money. I live here. I mean, my taxes are way up. Forget it. And every time there's another zero when you guys have lawsuits.
Can we please have the next speaker?
Mayor, that
Thank
does
you.
conclude all speaker cards for non-agenda items.
Here it is, look,
Okay.
Paul Espinoza.
Moving forward, we do have staff communications on items of community interest. Mr. City Manager, do we have any items?
Mayor, council members, Mr. Sosnowski has an announcement to make pertaining to an important event this weekend.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager, Mayor Pro Tem, members of the City Council, members of the public. Once again, just inviting folks out to the city's annual anniversary and celebration of the city's incorporation. So this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Montebello City Park, we have 3 days of festivities starting on Friday, October 11th with the City Heritage Festival Carnival from 6 to 10 p.m. This includes food and games and live entertainment. On Saturday, October 12th, the event is expanded to include more games and rides, as well as more food options, more arts and crafts vendors and informational vendors, as well as more cultural performances. And then the big day, Sunday, October 13th, proud to announce the return of the 4th annual 5K run, 5K/10K on Whittier Boulevard, beginning at 8 a.m. Folks can still sign up at runmontebello.com. There's over 500 registered at this time, but there's still minimal spots available. And the return of the city's anniversary parade, which takes place at 10:30 a.m. on Whittier Boulevard, going from Whittier Boulevard and Montebello to the park. Also, after the parade, from 12 to 9 p.m., the carnival continues along with other cultural and live performances, food options, and a beer garden as well. So I want to invite the community out, Mayor, to our Heritage Festival and celebrate the city's anniversary. Thank you very much.
Yeah, just to quickly comment, I do just want to recognize Director Sosnowski and just his incredible team and all the staff that are really going to do a really huge lift this weekend to have our Heritage Festival, to have our 5K, 10K run, and to actually bring back our city parade, which is something that has been historically done here in the city of Montebello that our residents have been asking for. I do just want to recognize those efforts and, again, all the labor of love that you continue to give to our city. Thank you so much, Director Sosnowski.
Nothing else to report, Mayor.
Okay, that takes us to, so this evening we do not have regular business, but we do have consent calendar items. Mr. City Attorney, can you please poll council to see if there are any items that they wish to pull from the agenda?
Certainly, Madam Mayor. Councilmember Torres, would you like to pull anything off consent?
Councilmember Torres?
Yes,
Would you like to pull an item from consent calendar?
I'd like to pull items 9 and 12.
For the record, I believe he's asking for items 9 and 12 to be pulled.
Yes, that's correct.
Mayor Pro Tem Melendez,
No items?
Councilmember Jimenez. Okay. And Mayor Peralta.
Yes, item 16.
Okay, so items 9, 12, 16, and 17 have been pulled from the consent calendar.
Okay, so if I can please receive a motion to approve items number 8, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 18, and 19.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, motion by Mayor Pro Tem. Can I please get a second?
I second.
Okay, second by Councilmember Tamayo. Can we please have roll call?
Councilmember Torres? Let the record reflect. He
Yes.
said aye. Mayor Pro Tem Melendez?
Aye.
Councilmember Jimenez?
Aye.
Councilmember Tamayo?
Aye.
Mayor Peralta?
And I vote aye. So moving forward to item number 9, adopt construction specifications for the annual street resurfacing grind and overlay project and authorization to proceed with bid advertisement. This item was pulled by Councilmember Torres. If he can go ahead and speak on this item.
Chair, if he's there.
Councilmember Torres, would you like to speak on item number 9?
Yes, thank you. One, I just wanted to state a general concern, the way that this item is appearing before us. When we're reading about the streets that we're approving this evening, we see that they were allocated in fiscal year 2023, 2024. So as a general question, which I don't expect to be answered this evening, but I hope that the residents are wondering why staff didn't bring this forward last year as an item for approval. Secondly, I just want to note that we're in the first year of the 5-year street paving plan. And when we look at this year and subsequent years, there does seem to be an imbalance in terms of the way streets are allocated across the 5 districts. When we created the street ad hoc committee last year, we had the express purpose of ensuring equity and equality across the 5 districts. When we see the way that the streets are allocated and what we're approving, we do see an imbalance. I believe that with the item that we have this evening, that it's important to move forward with these projects and to improve these streets. At the same time, I would like to ask my colleagues to consider giving staff the authority to take another look at what years 2 through 5 look like and to rebalance the streets so that we do see equity between all 5 districts. And that concludes my comments.
Okay, thank you, Councilmember Torres. Mr. City Manager, do you have any response in terms of the question that was posed?
Yeah, his concerns are duly noted. We can't speak to the process that was done previously, but we would definitely welcome reexamining the future years if that's what council wants us to do.
Okay, let me just go down roll call to see if there are any other questions.
And also, I do want to add, as part of the way funding is structured, every fiscal year, we are required to provide a presentation recommending streets. So you will know in advance every year the street projects, the cost moving forward, right? But again, I can't speak to the fiscal year, how these streets were recommended to council.
Okay, do anyone, yes, Mayor Pro Tem Melendez?
Yeah, just for, I guess, for clarification from staff. So, and I guess the request from the council members just to relook at the original request and see if there's any changes to that. And that would be based on like new determinations of new streets because of new, like different wear and tear, or I mean, I guess I'm looking at staff to kind of get clarification of what would make it change from the previous report to one that's currently be done. Just to get some sense of that.
Thank you very much, Mayor Pro Tem. So a couple of things. Most of the streets that are actually on this list were chosen through the 2023-24 SB1. So before July 1st of every year, a list of streets are presented in front of the City Council. City Council authorizes a resolution that is uploaded to the state. The state, through gas tax funding, gets roughly $1.8 million or so per year. The streets that we're actually paving now are streets that our staff is able to actually get out there quickly to bid and construct these streets. The more difficult streets that require design have not been designed. And so we're seeking at some future City Council meeting to come back and request authorization for the purposes of design. And those are construction of 4-inch or thicker streets that require design instead of the process that we're taking place at this moment. And so with regards to Councilmember Torres' comments, there is a 5-year list of streets. And I understand the equity, but these are streets that we could actually pave right now within the SB1 and combination of year 1. And then obviously there's further streets that require further design.
Thank you. Just one follow-up. So for clarification for myself and also for the residents, so the process that staff would take for the, checking on the streets would be physically driving around the city, working on previous reports. How would the process look?
Cesar, it might be helpful to kind of, walk them through, at least from an engineering staff perspective, how you determine the need, streets, the conditions. It's not an arbitrary recommendation that's made by staff. Do you want to walk them through kind of your working process in that sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you. So it's actually a combination. When you receive Metro funds, you're supposed to have a pavement management system. Several years ago, there was a pavement management system that was actually done. So the study conducted all the streets, all the alleys, and the recommendations are based on drivability, the severity of how, the street is, and so forth. So there is an actual science to that. What I did is based on the SB1 streets and things of that nature, and then the year one streets, I went ahead and drove around the city, and then I recognized that some of the streets were in really, really poor shape. So those streets are still listed as reconstruction, which require further design. And in this case, these are streets that we actually could have a contractor come in and grind and pave. But the process is, like you said, it's a combination of looking at the PMS, which was adopted several years ago, and then actually going out and looking at the streets. 25 years of experience in public right-of-way and, street paving. So, there was also a slurry seal project too that we could also do. But I think that there's a need to pave streets in the city. It's been a while since we paved streets. And every year that we don't pave streets, it gets worse. So the index, which is the PCI index, goes from 0 to 100, and our average streets are looking in the 55, 60 range. So I would kind of urge that the city council approve this, and then moving forward, of course, there is going to be a better distribution of streets throughout the city.
Sorry, just one final comment. I would just say,
Questions?
The councilor speak, or?
Councilor Torres, if you can give us a second so we can let Mayor Pro Tem finish his question.
Yeah, my only comment would just be, I don't want to do anything that would prevent us from getting back to fixing our streets. So I know there's a list of streets that were outlined. I'm okay with maybe reevaluating the future streets or and getting council involved in that, but we just gotta get it going with the fixing of the streets. So yeah, that's my comment.
Okay,
Madam
Councilor
Mayor,
Torres.
clarifying questions.
Yes, you may proceed.
So again, I'm not proposing to change the streets that are in front of us this evening, but just to kind of clarify my comments a little bit, the streets that we're approving this evening are from, if staff can clarify, if they're from a previous analysis and a previous plan that we're executing today.
Yes, it was a combination of PMS, which is a payment management system that I spoke to you guys about a second ago. And the other one was SB1 funded through a resolution adopted by City Council in 2023.
So with that understanding, again, not looking to change what's in front of us, but with the plans, with the streets that were identified previously, there does seem to be an inequity in the districts. And so moving forward, I'm asking this council to give staff the authority to take another look at those plans and balance them between the districts.
Okay, do my other colleagues have any other questions? Councilor Torres, do you want to make a motion to the effect that you're speaking?
I can make the motion to approve the item.
Okay, so we have a motion to approve the item.
I second it.
Okay, we have a second by Councilor Jimenez. Can we please have roll call?
Councilor Torres,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Melendez,
Aye.
Councilor Jimenez,
Aye.
Councilor Tamayo,
Aye.
Mayor Peralta.
And I vote aye. And moving forward, we do have item number 12 that was pulled, which is approve issuing request for proposals number 2503 for vehicle body repair and painting services. Councilor Torres, the floor is yours.
Councilmember Torres?
Thank you. So for this item, we are looking at approving, issuing a request for proposals for vehicle body repair and painting services. I just want to make the quick note that some of us on council have been really vocal advocates of making sure that RFPs are included in the agenda, and I think the publication of this RFP is just shows the importance of just a lot of eyes on the same document. When we take a look at page 257 of the agenda and page 16 of the RFP, if we look at the evaluation criteria and the qualitative considerations, we see the requirement that the proposer is familiar with bulk fueling services. So I just want to note for staff that this seems to be outside the scope of what the item is supposed to be considering and what we're approving. Again, this item is for vehicle body repair and painting services. But if we take a look at proposed project team, for instance, number 2 on page 16 of the RFP, it says, it asks about the team's familiarity with the provision of bulk fueling services. Also, under qualifications and experience, it talks about presentation of a catalog of bulk fueling services and experience and expertise most advantageous to the city. So just being clear in the RFP that we're talking about painting and body work and not fueling. So one, if we can just make those corrections to the RFP so it matches the item that we're approving. The second thing that I wanted to put forward for council's consideration, and of course with the information and added input of staff, in this scoring rubric, there is no kind of incentive or bonus or consideration of where these businesses are located. So I wanted to ask the city manager and perhaps Mr. Soria as well, who drafted the item, if it would be appropriate to add some kind of bonus, whether it be 5 points or whatnot, and open to whether that's out of 100 points or bonus 5 points on top of the 100-point scale for those businesses that are within the city of Montebello. The city of Montebello does have a number of body shops and paint shops, and so I think that this is an opportunity for us to keep city dollars within the city, and that extra consideration might give the edge to our local small businesses if they have the capacity to accomplish such work. We are talking about a pretty large scale RFP here on the scale of hundreds of vehicles. And so these smaller businesses might not be able to accommodate that. But again, with the input of the city manager and staff, I was wondering about the appropriateness of adding a nominal amount of points, for example, 5 points, to be awarded for those cities that are within the city of Montebello.
Mr. City Manager, would you like to go ahead?
Yes, Council Member. I'll let John speak to the bulking item, that component on it. But regarding additional scoring for incentives, for example, in this one specifically, it's something that we typically have done in other RFPs. It's something out of norm. So as long as the city attorney is okay, we just kind of include that as part of the amendment to make that addition. But John, on the other item, I don't know if there was a specific reason we included that wording or if it was a mistake.
Yeah, those were, Councilmember Torres, thank you for bringing those to our attention. That was an oversight on staff as they were pushing out a few RFPs. Those discrepancies will be resolved through an addendum once the RFP is released. In addition, we can adjust the scoring system and then issue that through an addendum as well and ensure that there's some added points for local vendors. And actually, through the course of this RFP, that was one of the things that staff identified, because currently we do have a vendor who services our fleet when it comes to auto body repair, our buses, and lessons have been learned through this agreement. They currently provide service to the city of Montebello in a different county. So that does create some challenges for us at Montebello Bus Lines, as well as for the police when we have to bring their vehicles in for service as far as auto body related issues. So for efficiency and ensuring that we're able to place our buses back in service quickly, as well as getting the police vehicles back in service as soon as possible, we will also be looking at local vendors to provide this service. But we'll definitely address that in an addendum once the RFP is released.
Yeah, and we do have to apologize in terms of including that by mistake, but in the same vein, I wanna thank our finance staff and I can tell you just as a working process, them putting together these RFPs, they're kind of they steward the whole process for us. They work with our staff to really understand what are the specific needs, craft those RFPs. And I'm glad Councilmember Torres kind of acknowledges even the process of us bringing it to City Council, which as an added measure for transparency, we do bring every RFP to City Council for approval before release. It's just an additional measure to ensuring that you have a voice in the process. And I think this is a perfect example of why we should bring it to council, because council member caught an error that we had, and duly noted also, including a bonus for local vendors is something that we should consider. So as part of, a process of getting things approved, we appreciate your input and thank you for acknowledging the fact that we're trying to be as transparent as possible as we get these contracts approved by City Council.
Thank you for your response, Mr. City Manager. Just looking down the aisle here, if there are any questions or concerns for this item. None. And just also do want to highlight, thank you for bringing up the importance of local procurement. I think it's really important for the city to do its best effort in terms of supporting local businesses when it comes to the services that we need here in the city of Montebello. So fully support adding that scoring factor into this RFP. So with that, I will go ahead and call for a motion to approve the item.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, motion by our Mayor Pro Tem Melendez. Can I get a second?
Second.
Okay, second by Councilmember Jimenez. Can I please go ahead and get roll call for this item?
Councilmember Torres?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Melendez?
Aye.
Councilmember Jimenez?
Aye.
Councilmember Tamayo?
Aye.
Mayor Peralta?
And I vote aye. That now takes us to item 16. This item I pulled, so I will go ahead and just speak briefly. I do just want to acknowledge the importance of this item. It's a side letter agreement between multiple bargaining units here in the city, or actually it's citywide, for our citywide employees in terms of the efforts that this council is making when it comes to contributions to family medical healthcare plans. So for the first time in 16 years, this item is coming forward in terms of the city now increasing the contributions that we make towards our employees' medical plans. So for a two-party, we have gone from $360 to $1,200. And for a three-party, an additional $560, reaching $1,650. I do just want to acknowledge that throughout my last, or 4 years on council, one of the biggest issues that all employees, from our law enforcement to our first responders to our bus drivers, mechanics, shopkeepers, has been how expensive it is to afford medical health care plans. I think we've all had the honor here on this dais to get to meet some of your family members here, whether it's through past events, social settings, and the importance of ensuring that we're taking care of employees is something that we've taken very seriously. I know we've really tried to figure out the medical plan situation, which has been very difficult in terms of potentially seeking other vendors. That's something that, unfortunately, through just the high cost of medical plans, is not something we were able to accomplish. But beyond that, we decided that it was important for us to increase these contributions to ensure that not only are we retaining top-tier employees here in the city, but that we're also acknowledging what it means to work here in the city of Montebello and to really recognize that we care about not only you, but your families here. And so I do appreciate this item coming forward. First time in 16 years we're getting this done. And so with that, I would like to go ahead and motion to approve this item. And I will go ahead and call. Were there any comment cards for this? I don't believe so, right?
No comment
okay,
cards
sorry,
for this
you were-
item. No.
Okay, I'll go ahead and call for a second. Okay, second by Councilor Jimenez. We can go ahead and get roll call.
Councilmember Torres?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Melendez?
Aye.
Councilmember Jimenez?
Aye.
Councilor Tamayo,
Aye.
Mayor Peralta.
And I vote aye. And that takes us to item 17, side letter of agreement to the memorandum of understanding between the City of Montebello and the Montebello Firefighter Association. And this item was pulled by Councilmember Jimenez.
Mayor, we do have a speaker card for this item.
Okay, if we can go ahead and, we'll go ahead and take on the public comment portion first, and then it'll come to council.
Perfect. We have Zach Humber for agenda item number 17.
Good evening, Mayor Peralta, Mayor Pro Tem Melendez, Councilwoman Jimenez, Councilwoman Tamayo, and Councilmember Torres. My name is Zach Humber, and standing next to me is Hermes Carbajal, Anthony Rodriguez, and Josh Reyna. We proudly represent the 48 members of the Montebello Professional Firefighters Association, Local 3821. A lot of them are here today in the audience. They chose to be here in support versus watching the Dodgers and Padres game. Today, I'm here to advocate for the proposed side letter concerning the paramedic in rank. Our fire department is currently facing a staffing crisis, and it's been facing for quite some time now. In hiring firefighter paramedics, that is. To address this challenge, we've been exploring new alternatives, including hiring firefighter EMTs, with intent to send them to paramedic school. This process typically takes about a year to accomplish, and we are only allotted 2 slots. So you can imagine a year just with 2 slots takes some time to turn an EMT into a paramedic. In the meantime, our engineers and captains have selflessly stepped up to take the additional duties. For example, Captain Rodriguez here, he's a paramedic. Josh Reyna, he's an engineer medic, and Hermes Carbajal, engineer medic. Not only do they have responsibilities to take care of a $1 million apparatus like these engineers behind me, also Captain, he's responsible for the safety and security of the crew. So in addition to that, they're taking on the role of the secondary or primary medic on any medical emergency in the city. So they continue to fulfill their original responsibilities as being a captain and engineer. This action has saved the city over $1.5 million over the last few years. Their dedication is commendable, and it reflects the commitment to our team, the Montebello Fire Department. This proposed side letter aims to align the paramedic pay bonus for these in-rank members with that of our firefighter paramedics. This adjustment, temporary adjustment that is, would ensure equal pay for equal work, recognizing the vital role they play in our community's safety. We're proud to say that our membership stands united in confidence in each member of the city council here and the city manager, Raul Alvarez. We appreciate you for your consideration in this side letter and your ongoing support for our firefighters. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Humber. Are there any other comment cards?
No, Mayor, we just had
Okay.
one speaker card for this.
So this now comes to council for council for discussion. Councilor Jimenez, you have a clarifying question?
I just pulled it for clarification, but I had a couple of questions and I was able to pull them up in the staff report. So I'm just to piggyback on item 16. People need to understand that for a very long time, the city was financially unstable. So when Mr. Torres, Sal, and I walked into this council, there was a lot of financial instability. So while our city and our residents were complaining and suffering, it just went full circle. Our departments were suffering. Our members weren't getting the equipment, didn't have the equipment necessary to perform their duties, and not just fire, PD, transportation, everyone in the city. For a very long time, again, the salaries weren't up to par, the benefits weren't up to par with our neighboring or any of our neighboring communities. So I'm very proud to support this item, and thank you, gentlemen, for your commitment. And I know some of you have been here for a very long time, so you've got to experience that wave that, it took a lot of experience and highly skilled professionals to come and try to turn that into that tide. So I see you, Castillo, over there, because I know you've been here. Yes, you've been here for quite some time. I don't want to date you, but I know that you've seen it all. Again, very proud to support this item, and I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, we still have to go down through my colleagues here. So Councilmember Torres, do you have any other questions or items? Questions or comments, I'm sorry? Councilmember Torres, did you have any questions on item number 17?
No questions.
Okay, Mayor Pro Tem Melendez, questions, comments?
No questions, just I want to thank you all for your leadership and for bringing this up to us. I know we've had conversations, and just to echo what my colleague said, we appreciate all the work that you guys do, and know that we're also extremely, as we have been, extremely committed to you all, and extremely thankful for all the work that you all do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Councilmember Tamayo?
So yeah, I do have a comment on this item. So this is an upgrade of pay to the employees within the fire department. Their contract is not up yet, but they, came to us with an issue that was affecting their pay for functions as paramedics. So thank you first to our fire department for flagging this issue, and thank you to our city manager and staff for recognizing the importance of this issue and finding a temporary solution. We're here to work with our staff and to make sure that employees are fairly compensated, and especially those that have an expertise like paramedics. So thank you. Thank you for coming forward.
Yeah, thank you so much, Councilmember Tamayo. And then just quickly myself, do just want to thank our Montebello Firefighter Association for coming forward in really flagging the issues that are going on with our department. I know that we recently, last year, adopted the hiring of 18 new firefighter paramedics. With that, it is difficult to get folks into these positions. And so I do just want to thank the captains and the engineers that have really taken on this additional role of the paramedic role when it comes to providing these services for our community, and the importance of being properly compensated. And so, again, very proud of for this item to come forth. I do just want to thank also our HR director, Mr. Ramon, and our city manager, Mr. Raul Alvarez, for really putting our employees first when it comes to these types of items, whether it's MOUs or whether it's side letters, to ensure that we are, again, taking care of our employees here in the city of Montebello, to make sure that you all feel proud to work here, because we are very proud to have our own departments as well. So with that, I will go ahead and motion to approve this item. Can I please get a second?
Second.
Okay, second by Councilmember Tamayo. Can I please have, apologies, I just called for the motion right now. Can I please get the roll call order?
Councilmember Torres?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Melendez?
Aye.
Councilmember Jimenez?
Aye.
Councilmember Tamayo?
Aye.
Mayor Peralta?
And I vote aye, and the item passes. Moving forward, we don't have any do we have any AB 1234 reports? No? Okay. We don't have any AB 1234 reports, and we don't have any council agency orals as well. So prior to adjourning today's meeting, I do just want to just really recognize the situation that we have going on across the country, specifically in Florida, in terms of Hurricane Milton, in terms of that hurricane going from a Category 1 to a Category 5 within 36 hours, and really making landfall this evening. My thoughts are really with the families, our seniors, our children, pets, animals that are experiencing just such a terrible situation. And just also do want to recognize again our first responders out there who are bravely taking on this situation to protect those families in that area. So with that, I will go ahead and call for a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, motion by our Mayor Pro Tem, and we are adjourning today at 8:05. Thank you, everyone, for your participation in our democratic process tonight. Thank you.
Yeah.